You are so stressed out. Your heart is pumping like crazy. Your lungs feel like they're going to explode. That could be a good thing. This is Cindy Golbert, Original Sin, and I impart wit and wisdom. And I'd like you to subscribe on that little button that's somewhere on the screen so I can tell you about stress. In, I think it was about 2005, Harvard University did a study with 30,000 subjects, and they studied stress and how stress affects your body. What they also studied was how your mind affects stress. What they found was that by changing how you think about stress, you can change how your body deals with it. So by thinking positively about stress instead of negatively, it can be a good thing. So instead of thinking when your heart is coming out of your mouth because it's beating so hard, instead of thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack, if you were to change that and say, wow, that heart is beating a lot of blood out there, I am ready for action. Instead of thinking that your lungs are going to explode because you're breathing so much, think about all the oxygen that's being pumped into your brain. Just by changing those two thoughts, you can change the outcome of whether stress is going to be detrimental to your health or it's going to be advantageous to your health. When you're stressed out, there's a hormone that the body produces. It's called oxytocin. It's also called the cuddle hormone. I think it was a nickname that was given. And what that hormone does, it creates a need for support and contact and caring. I'm sure you've been in a lot of stress, especially lately with the lockdown and everything, but normally we have a lot of stress in our life, and now it's like a double whammy. What do? Normally, under normal circumstances, you'd call a buddy and say, hey, let's go grab a beer, I've had a crappy day. Or you get together with a group of lady friends and you'd say, oh, I need an IBM session, which is an I bitch and moan session. If you came home, the first thing you'd do would say, I need a hug, whether it was your husband, your wife, your dog, your cat, whatever. It's that need for that social contact, that need for that physical contact also. And that is the oxytocin. The more you have support, the more oxytocin you create in your body. The more you give support and the more you care, the more oxytocin you have in your body. Why is it good? Because oxytocin happens to be this little hormone that regenerates your heart receptors. Now, I'm not going to get into all the medical jargon, number one, because I don't understand it all. I don't even know what a heart receptor is, but I know it's a good thing to have regenerated. There's a TED Talk by Kelly McGonigal from 2013 where she goes into detail about all this information. And I urge you to try and find it. If I can figure out how to put the link on this video, I will. If not, you'll have to fend for yourselves. But what was interesting is that with our mind, we can make ourselves healthier. So the next time you are totally stressed out, think about the positive side of stress. Think about going into action. Think about that oxygen going to your brain. Think about reaching out to somebody else you think is perhaps having a stressful day. Or just give somebody a smile or a hug. All this outpouring of care and support makes you healthier. And that oxytocin not only gives you that urge for social contact, it also imparts empathy, joy, and even courage. So stress is not a bad thing. It's how you deal with it, whether you make it a good thing or a bad thing. So let's think positive about stress. And one of the things that I always like to emphasize is gratitude. So if you have your heart pounding, be grateful that your heart pounds. If you have your lungs exploding, be grateful you have lungs. If you have a problem with your car, be grateful you have a car. If you have a problem with a friend, be grateful you have a friend. And if you're grateful, all that oxytocin is going to start pumping in there, and the heart's going to get in better shape, and it's going to be good for everybody. So from now on, be positive about stress, but above all, be safe and be grateful. This is Original Sin, Cindy Golbert, imparting wit and wisdom.